In a previous video, we demonstrated how to manage reference sets in the QRadar web console. In this video, we're going to do basically the same thing, except at the command line. So as you can see from my screen here, I'm using my Bash Ubuntu in Windows, and I have SSH'd to my Community Edition installation of QRadar. Now I'm going to navigate to the appropriate path. And in this directory we have various tools at our disposal. We're going to specifically talk about this one here, ReferenceSetUtil.sh. Now if I run this without any parameters, let's pipe it to more, it'll give us the help. Let's take a look. So as you can see, we have create, update, add. I'm not going to read through all these. We'll walk through most of these. So the top part of this has the various parameters, then down here is the syntax. So if we're going to create a reference set, basically you're going to type the name of the script, pass create to it, and the name of the reference set, and then the element type. Element type is critical. If you go down here and look at element type, you'll see we have 3 or 4, actually 6 different types. Alphanumeric ignore case, num, IP, port, and date. So this is one column of data, and these are different types of data we can use. In the instance we're going to do today, we're going to use IP. Going back up to create, we also see timeout type and last seen. Let me explain these real quick. The timeout type. So what you can do with a reference set is you can populate it and have it dynamically remove depending on the first time it was seen or the last time it was seen. And then lastly, we can give that an interval of time. So think, for example, trying to come up with a use case. Maybe you have a termination process and you would like to populate a list of newly terminated employees. And if you see activity with those employees, you know there's an issue and you can pop up an offense and deal with it. But you don't want that list to grow forever, so maybe some arbitrary date like 5 days. So we could create a reference set, populate it with alphanumeric, give it a timeout type of last seen, and a time to live 5 days. So after 5 days, if that account's not been spotted in any event in QRadar, it'll fall off the list. So that's just an example. Let's go ahead and dive in and create a reference set. So we're going to use the verb create, supply a name. Let's make a list of IP addresses, and we're going to pick a type of IP and hit enter. As you can see, the utility, it'll tell you what arguments you passed. In this case, again, the create, the name, demo IP, and the type IP. And here in a few seconds we should get an indicator of success or failure with this command. And we successfully created a reference set. Let's go ahead and add some data to it. In this case, we're going to use the verb add, and we need to pass in the name of the reference set, and let's just put in some arbitrary IP address. And again, you can see utility passes back the arguments, and we should see shortly if we have a successfully added an IP address. Okay, it looks like we have. Now to validate that, we can actually look inside that reference set. So we can do a list. You kind of get the feel for how this works here, the verbs, the name. And you have to pass a parameter here. Display contents. Let's go ahead and run this. And this should show the list of IP addresses in the newly created reference set. Obviously, in this case, we just have one. There we go. Now, typically, you don't manually add these 1, 2, 3 at a time. Is there a way we can load these all at once? And indeed there is. You can pass the verb load, name of the reference set, and the path to the to your CSV file. And one thing I learned is that you need to give it the full path. Otherwise it'll error out on you. So in this case I have a CSV file that has one column in it with 10, 15 IP addresses. So I'm going to hit enter here. And again, it's telling us what we've asked it to do. And it looks like we successfully added 13 IP addresses. Let's validate that. Running the list demo IP display contents command again. And there they are. As a final check, we can go back to the web console. There we go, demo IP. And there's our list of IP addresses. Excellent. And if we are done, it's real simple to remove the reference set. Again, remove demo IP. And apologize for this taking so long. This is on a test box. And it looks like it's gone. Let's go back to the web console and validate that. And it is gone. So in this video, we showed you how to, at the command line, to create, add, bulk load, list, and remove a reference set. In a later video, we'll show you how to do this using the REST API. Thanks.